fighting across the Lebanese-Israeli border will end. Will end. This is designed to be a permanent cessation of hostilities.
President Biden announcing a ceasefire between Israel and Lebanon this week with less than 2 months before he leaves office. Meantime, this week, the former and future president scored a major legal victory as the DOJ drops 2 of the federal cases brought against President-elect Donald Trump. Raquel Martin has more today from our Washington bureau.
Just weeks after winning the 2024 election, President-elect Donald Trump seizes another victory. The Department of Justice is dropping 2 federal cases against the future president. In a motion filed Monday, special counsel Jack Smith cites longstanding department policy that bars sitting presidents from criminal prosecution. He writes, as a result, this prosecution must be dismissed before the defendant is inaugurated. Smith's motion is the final nail in the coffin for Trump's January 6 case. Trump was indicted in August 2023 on 4 felony counts for his alleged role in trying to interfere with the 2020 election. The DOJ is also abandoning felony charges, alleging Trump unlawfully took and then refused to return classified documents after he left the White House. Team Trump is elated. In a statement, Trump's spokesperson says the DOJ's decision ends the unconstitutional federal cases against President Trump. In a tweet, Vice President-elect J.D. Vance said the prosecutions were political. Quote, if Donald J. Trump had lost an election, he may very well have spent the rest of his life in prison. The Department of Justice says that their actions do not vindicate the former president. In his motion, special counsel Smith says the government stands fully behind the proof and merits of the case. For now in Washington, Raquel Martin, back to you.
Raquel, thanks. On social media, Indiana Senator-elect Jim Banks said of the charges being dropped, quote, it was all for show. I'm looking forward to working with our next Attorney General, Pam Bondi, to clean up the DOJ. Meantime, we're hearing from Indiana's congressional delegation as Washington braces for the new year and the new administration. Last week, our partners at News Nation caught up with the new Republican Conference Secretary, Congresswoman Erin Houchin, to get her thoughts on the new Congress and President-elect Trump's latest cabinet picks.
Some of the criticisms that you've seen on some of his nominees really, to me, are evidence and a sign that the swamp is scared. They really don't know what is yet to come, and so this is a little bit of the swamp fighting back on some of these issues. Again, though, what I would say is that it will be up to the Senate whether they want to confirm these nominees or not. I'm excited that we will now have a trifecta with the House and the Senate and President Trump. It has been a challenge over the last few years to move forward with a Republican agenda when we've had the headwind of the Biden administration and Democrats in the Senate. You know, we've passed H.R. 1, Unleash American Energy, H.R. 2, Secure the Border. We've put parents back in charge of education, but it all stopped in the Senate. So I'm really excited about moving forward some of these priorities, getting back to American prosperity, putting America first. This leadership team, starting with President Trump, Speaker Mike Johnson, Leader Scalise, Tom Emmer, Lisa McClain, it's going to be a great team. We're excited to work on behalf of the conference to move President Trump's agenda forward.
And on the other side of the aisle this week, I recently spoke with Representative Andre Carson about the new Congress and what to expect in Washington here in the weeks ahead, with another funding deadline and the new administration on the horizon.
My Republican friends now have the White House. They have majorities in both the House and Senate, but they're very slim majorities. I would call their majority in the House razor thin. But we've seen a lot of division amongst the Republican caucus, including multiple disagreements over who to nominate as Speaker. But House Democrats, on the other hand, will be united in our mission with the rest of the session, for the rest of the session in Congress. We want to pass a CR to continue funding the government. And I think the Democrats are very clear-eyed, but we want to extend a hand of partnership to find some kind of common ground to prevent further harm and do what's best for our constituents and the American people.